Yes.
Yo,
This is the Graph and Wasted show, or
the Wasted and Graph show. However you slice it, it does not matter, man.
we have a special guest, our brother, Denzelle Good, former Raider. I mean, I wouldn't call him a former Colt, but to me, he's just a Raider.
Period. Period. Hey, he left as a Raider. So at the end of the day, once a Raider, always a Raider, regardless. Hey, good, man. Thank you for pulling up on us. I got to ask you something real quick, right? Real quick before we get into all the talking. Look, man, you from the South, right? I know now you're doing music. I just checked out one of your records too, man. It's dope. You got a voice for this. Like, real talk. Like, bro, you have that deep, like, bro.
You sound like Slim Thug.
Bruh, like you have that voice for music, man. So I just want to say I appreciate what you got going on musically, right?
Thank you.
But I lived in Atlanta for 10 plus years of my life. I'm from California, right? But I've always heard the whole King of the South. It's always, T.I. proclaimed to be the King of the South. Wayne, a lot of people give it to Wayne, right? I'm an old head. I'm 40, man. So Scarface is always going to be my GOAT for the South, right? But you being from South Carolina, around that area, man, who is the GOAT, man, of the South?
It's Wayne for me, man. It's always been Wayne for me. Yeah.
Wow, you just showed your age right there, man.
It's always been Wayne for me, man. I've been stuck on Wayne since the suffix, and that right there was the start. My brother had it on the CD in the CD player, and I just stumbled upon it, and I've been listening to Wayne ever since.
That's dope. Did he inspire you to do what you're doing now?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I've
been rapping since like 2010. So it started off with me and my little brother, and we were just into it together, and it just, you know what I'm saying? I found out I was pretty good at it, or just, as good as I thought I was.
But you having fun though, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love doing it. I love music. I love making music, man. I do it for me, really.
Yeah,
man. I mean, it's funny, man, because to transition a little bit, bro. Like, you're like in your music. I know there's a lot of your story in there, right? But you got an amazing story, bro. Like just how you got to college. You know what I mean? From the small town you're from to you actually being a Division II prospect. I mean, like, bro, I saw you coming out of Division II, and I was like, how the hell did this guy at this size go to Division II? And then I found out that you was at NC State.
Yeah.
Things didn't work out, man. You want to get into that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Went to NC State out of high school, like you said, from a small town, Gaffney. I love it to death. I got it tatted on me. It means a lot to me. That's why I wasn't born in Gaffney, but might as well be born and raised, you know what I'm saying? So all my family's still there. But it was just compared to Raleigh, you know what I'm saying? That life coming from a town with about 12,000 people and going to a campus with about 80,000 people, it was a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't prepared for it. Small town kid, country boy, man. Like, I was not prepared for that. So it was just the navigating it and just the classes. It was overwhelming for me, honestly. I can admit that years and years after the fact. I admitted it when I went home, But I was there for a year, came home, spent 2 years working, trying to find a way back in school, and then finally got a miracle. The coach from Mars Hill, he was from Gaffney. Just so happened to be from Gaffney, and he heard about me when I was coming out of high school initially, 2 years prior, and he heard that I was at home. So he just, he thought he would have been crazy if he didn't give it a shot. So he just showed up. He managed to get my mom what she worked at. She was a bus driver for the school, so he managed to get her number, and he couldn't get in contact with her. Went to the office, somehow managed to get her address, and she just showed up at the house and just asked to talk to me. He said he wasn't gonna leave until I told him I was coming to play football.
That's dope. So going from NC State and then going to Mars, like when did it become realistic? Because you're a 7th round pick, right? Went into the NFL draft. Like, when did it feel like it was actually a reality? Because like you said, you left school from NC State, a big school, big time program, and then going back home and working a regular gig and then ending up back at Mars Hill. Like, when did it become a reality to you? And you're just like, wow, like I maybe able to change my family's whole life with this game called football. Like, when did it become a reality to you? Man,
honestly, NFL, I never even thought of that as a reality when I was at Mars Hill. My number one thing, I thought I was going to do CFL, man. I was like, maybe I can get in the CFL tryout, a little combine, see how everything goes. But we had a guy on the team who was All-American, and he had scouts coming. I wasn't thinking those scouts were going to come to Mars Hill. Yeah. But my coach always told me, they'll find you wherever you at. You know what I'm saying? So they came to watch him, and they just so happened to get a little, eyes on me. I think it was the Jaguars was the first NFL scouts I had seen, you know, coming to Mars Hill. So
Yeah,
they were the first ones I talked to, and yeah, it was wild, man. Like that's when I seen the Jaguars take interest in me. That's when it sparked a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, maybe, you know, you never know what can happen there. So, but leaving a year early, definitely, I wasn't expecting that at all, man. My girlfriend got pregnant when I was in college, and I took that as motivation for that last year, man. I just went hard. I was like, I'm gonna push for it. You know what I'm saying? I just decided I'm gonna push for it. It's gonna be my last season. I was gonna forego my senior season from D2, which is it sounds crazy when you say it out loud, but I really was like, hey, I'm gonna go for it, man. I'm gonna go for mine. So when my son was born, I looked at him in that little face, man, and that was everything I needed.
Yep.
I was like, I'm going to get it, man. Yeah.
That's a fact, man. So basically, you got drafted by the Colts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you were, I think you were one of the last picks in the 7th round.
Next to last, yeah.
Next to last, like then you wound up on the Colts. You wound up getting playing time. You wound up crafting yourself a role with the Colts, and it seemed like your career was going pretty damn decent, and then it kind of got derailed, man. What happened with the Colts, and why did things kind of get off to a rocky start with them in the beginning of your career?
Going into my 4th season, well, let's back it up. My first season, I was inactive most of the time. Star left tackle went down. I had to move in. They moved the right tackle, left tackle. Got my first playing time. Started 4 games my rookie year. Came back my 2nd year. Earned a starting spot at guard. Dealt with a couple injuries, but I played, I think about 10. I started 10 games that year. 3rd year, earned a starting spot at right tackle in camp. Came out first game. Man, I had a dominant game against the Rams. Had a freakishly rare injury to my wrist. It's still documented. The guy who did my surgery, he documented and presented it at some conference. But yeah, my wrist injury was so rare, like my tendon split like damn Twizzlers. It was like wrapped around my wrist.
Wow.
Yeah, I got the scar right there. Crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, man, like that was after the first game, and now I got on the IR, came back, dealt with a couple more injuries. That year was just up and down. But then my 4th year, about the same thing. Dealt with a few injuries in the preseason, but ultimately ended up starting. I played against JJ Watt, one of the biggest games of my career at that point. Felt like I did pretty good. You know, my family came to the game, and then after that game, like 2 days later, that Tuesday, man, I got that a call from my little brother's girlfriend, and she told us that he had got shot. You know, so
yeah. Rest in paradise.
Rest in peace,
thank
man.
you, man. Thank you. That's Oakland Good, man, my little brother. But yeah, man, when he passed, you know, that kind of derailed me a little bit. My focus and my motivation, drive went into a little depression. I ain't gonna lie. It was hard to deal with. You know, I never had to. Of course, nobody ever has to deal with nothing like that before something like that happens.
Yeah,
but,
man.
Yeah, just a major blow, you know, to everything I had going, but my whole family really. But you know, once I came back from there, I tried to get back in my groove, but you know, got into it. My coach, he kind of said some real out of the way things to me, you know, about you know, bouncing back, I guess, from something like that. And, you know, we kind of traded words, and he told me he wasn't going to play me as long as he was there. You know, as long as he was a coach for the Colts, I wasn't going to play again. So it was already stacked up.
So you're going through a life-altering experience, right? And you're still young at this point, really young. And you're learning how to deal with it on the fly, dealing with depression and all this stuff. And this dude literally tries to tell you how to bounce back from that. Like, when they waived you, do you believe that it was because of that situation? Was it because of that situation?
It resorted because right after me and him had our words, I went right to Chris Ballard and I told him I wanted my release. I demanded my release right then and there. But they kind of kept me on the roster until another guy came back off IR, you know, because they needed just in case guy. But he wasn't going to play me. He was going to do everything in his power not to play me at all. So I was kind of like a body in practice. I might as well have been on the practice squad. I was showing up to practice, you know. Yeah. I was getting treated like dog shit for real, man. Like, sorry, I don't know if I can cuss or not.
Nah, yeah.
Oh, hey, Hey, talk
Listen,
your
we
shit.
got stuff for everybody.
Yeah. Talk your shit, man. Talk your shit. Real talk.
I got you. But yeah, man, dude. I mean, he tried to treat me like trash, literally, man. Like I was in the meeting rooms. He set me in the back of the room and against the back wall, away from everybody. He set me beside the garbage can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just, man, I showed a lot of constraint, man. I took it all in stride. Everybody on the team pretty much knew the situation, had my back. You know, it was just something shitty to watch, man. Like, I'm sure they just felt terrible for me, but it was just something shitty to go through, man, you know, right after that. But yeah, everybody on the team had my back. That kind of kept me in it, man. So I pretty much just stayed on until I could get my release. But even when I got my release, it was sad. You know, I was sad to go. I hated had to end like that. But I was looking forward to the next chapter and the fresh start.
And at that point, you know what I'm saying, you end up, you know, becoming a Raider. We end up getting you off of the waiver wire. And at that point, I believe it was Gabe Jackson, right, that was hurt. I believe he went down at right guard. And you started like the final 3 games of that season, I believe, in Oakland. How was that experience transitioning from Indianapolis and going out to Oakland? I know that had to be like an eye-opener, a whole different world, right?
Definitely eye-opener, man. That shit was life-changing. Like, it really changed the trajectory of my life because I was still battling a lot of shit when I went there, man. Like, first of all, first person who really just kind of opened up to me was the assistant O-line coach, Coach Lim.
Yeah.
He hit me with open arms, and then I met Gabe, one of my best friends, my A1 dog, you know what I'm saying, Gabe Jackson, man. He, right, day one, he just kind of took me right in and just, you know, me and him like brothers now, man. Like,
I love it.
Dude, he really helped me out a lot, and then I hated to see him get hurt against the Steelers, and I think it was him and Feliciano went down too. Yeah. Both of them went down that same game, and it was me and Chaz Green.
Chaz Green.
Chad High Stakes Green.
Salute to Chaz, man. Salute to Chaz for sure. Damn.
Chaz was my boy too, man.
But we was down to the nitty gritty at that point.
Man. I remember my boy. He had he went through the baptism by fire against who was it? Atkins, Gino.
Oh my God! Gino was a dog at that point. Tearing the damn league up. Then
I think Chaz came in like a week before me. I think he got to the Raiders a week before me, so he was just barely had his toes in the water more than me. You know what I'm saying? So he got thrown in the fire just like I did for real. But you know, I had a chip on my shoulder. It was different for me. You know, I had something to prove. That was gonna be my first time playing since my brother passed. So it meant a lot more to me in that moment, I think. So I shut up for me. So I went out there and balled out. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man, you definitely did, bro. You became the Swiss Army knife of our offensive line,
an unsung hero for sure.
Like every time somebody would go down, we never really worried because we like, they could plug
Denzel over.
You move him over. You were like, Khalid Barnes was the same way when he was with the Raiders before you. But we never had a doubt. We like, okay, Denzelle Good, they're gonna put him at right tackle. They're gonna put him at guard, left. Yeah. Like, and it was crazy, man. Like when you came there, and I gotta translate into this really quickly. John Gruden was the head coach, and there was a lot going on the year you got there, man. That was the year when Antonio Brown was there, and I don't know if you crossed paths with Antonio Brown and stuff like that.
No, that was that next year.
That was the next year, right?
Next year, when I came back for my second year, that's when AB came.
Yeah, AB, like y'all was on Hard Knocks. Yeah, all that, bro. Could you get into that a little?
Good signed a 1-year deal at that point too. He signed you to a 1-year extension, I believe, right?
Yeah, I kind of looked out because man, it wasn't lucky, but I had that's when I injured my back in the damn OTAs, and they brought Richie in. So I was rehabbing for the rest of after I got my surgery, I was rehabbing all summer and then all through camp. And it was crazy because Gabe, he ended up getting hurt in that joint practice against the Rams, I think it was. Messed his knee up real bad. Thought he was gonna have to have surgery and stuff, but man, my dog is a dog, and he just he toughed that shit out, man, and just rehabbed his way back from an injury like that, which was insane to me. Mm-hmm. But that's just Gabe though. But yeah, man, I had to pretty much when Gabe got hurt, it's like they came to me and was like, hey, all right, we gotta hustle up now. You know, now we got to get back. You know, because I think they gave me 90 days. I had 90 days from the point where I could start back rehabbing to the point where I was gonna be cleared. But hey, I was back out there 72 days, man. Like
Yeah.
72 days. I think it was 72 days post-surgery, man, and I was back out there. I didn't practice until the last 2 days of camp. The day before we broke camp was my first practice, and that was a walkthrough.
Yeah.
And I did a walkthrough, and then the next week was back in Oakland. I practiced that week, 2 days of pads. My body was fucking, I felt like I've been in a damn 3-car pileup. I'm going out there to play against, who do we play first? The Broncos?
Broncos week 1.
Dude, and then I didn't know my body was going to respond like that because I killed the Broncos. I always had good games against them.
Yeah.
But, man, I played well that first week, and then that second week, my body was crippled. I had no camp or nothing, man, so my body was calcifying, and you know what I'm saying? You got to go through that ramp-up period and shit. I didn't get to do none of that. So that second week, I played against the Chiefs, and I think really one of my only bad plays was a MA. I think I messed up one of Rod's calls, and you don't want to do that shit. But I messed up one of Rod's calls, went the wrong way, and then Chris Jones went the opposite way of me and just went back there and got the sack. That was the only play I gave up that second week. But I just wasn't in shape. I wasn't in enough shape. My body wasn't conditioned enough. So whenever Richie came back off his suspension, that's when they moved Jordan over to right guard for me, and I was out for those 2 weeks, and then I was just back up for those 2 weeks, and then Jordan got hurt against the Colts that year. Yeah. And that's when I came back in, then ended up playing against the Bears, and it just went on from there until Gabe came back.
Well, yeah, I mean, real quickly, you know, they say that there are 31 other teams and then the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
What was the like? Was it like night and day coming to Oakland and seeing how the organization was dealing with Gruden and everybody else? Like, was that something that you like weren't prepared for when you came here, or like was it something that was like an eye-opening thing for you when you came here?
I wasn't prepared for how the Raiders rolled, man. I loved it though. I love it, but it just, I don't know. It made me feel free as a player. When I was with the Colts, I love the organization. You know, everything they've done for me, but it was just so straight late. Like it was straight and narrow. Like rules everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like a little uptight. But man, coming to the Raiders, it was just like, oh, all the players just kind of was free and loose. And
liberating. It's like a liberating experience, huh? Like,
I never had a coach like Coach Gruden, man. Like, he was just like a person. He was just such a big personality, biggest personality in the room. No matter. Yeah. It was crazy. I fought with Gruden hard though, man. I really did. But I never had a coach like that though, man. It was such.
You got Gruden in the building,
night and day.
You got a big personality like Gruden in the building. You have AB there for a split second in Napa, right? And then he does what he does. Then you have we just talked about a Richie Incognito, a guy that is a phenomenal talent, right? But there's been some other stuff that's transpired off the field. But I've always heard great. Richie is one of the dudes. I talked to him that year. Literally, we used to DM each other all day. And Richie's just one of the coolest dudes in the world. Like, what was that kind of experience playing next to a guy like that? Did you lean on him a lot? You know what I mean? Did you learn?
Hell yeah, that's Richie Incognito as offensive lineman. You'd be a fool if you don't ask him. You know what I'm saying? Pick his brain. You know, I learned a lot from Richie. Of course, I learned a lot from Richie. I learned a lot from all those guys. I was lucky in both my situations. I came to the Raiders, and I came in with some dogs. Gabe, you know, even when Trent was there, I know that's a touchy subject for Raiders fans, but
we're going to talk about that in a little bit in Vegas. I want to ask you.
Trent was a cool man. It was just like every time I played, I was beside somebody who I wanted to play up to. You know what I'm saying? Like Rod, Gabe when I was at tackle, Trent when I was at guard for Gabe, you know, Colton. Like, you know, every time I played against somebody who I wanted to play up to. You know, it's like I didn't want to let those guys down. So I wanted to be known as being dependable for them, Coach Cable. You know, the whole team really. So, but man, like Richie, that's a can't miss opportunity for real. If you got a chance to play with somebody like that, you gotta learn what you can from him. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out a way to apply some of his demeanor to your game because Richie, he one of the nastiest players I ever seen, man. I couldn't get nasty like Richie, but I could damn sure learn how to come close to that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good experience getting to play with him, man. Then I heard so much bullshit about him, you know what I'm saying? I kind of wanted to see if it was true, like so yeah, man, that was a good experience for real.
That's dope. Was it weird to be a holdover in Oakland, knowing you about to go to Vegas? My bad, Waste. I didn't mean to cut in.
Go ahead,
was it a weird vibe knowing that like we're gonna be out of here soon? We're going to Vegas. Oakland is one of the greatest fan bases in the world. Oko, I grew up watching game. I was there week in and week out of my childhood.
Yeah.
And it's a one-on-one. And what I mean by that is it's our shithole. We love that shithole because that's our shithole, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you were there like on the way out, you know what I mean, where we transitioned and we knew we were going to Vegas. And it was heartbreaking for our fan base. We're good with it now, right? But at that point, being there and experiencing like on the way out, specifically that last game at home against the Jags, right? Where we lost. Remember we lost
to Gardner Minshew.
Oh my God.
They lost to Gardner Minshew. They were throwing shit at DC. They were throwing stuff at DC on the way out. Like people were heartbroken. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that specific experience like for you? And was it weird knowing like you can't really get too comfortable in Oakland or wherever you were, even if it's surrounding area, Dublin, you can't get too comfortable in the Bay Area because we're on our way out to Vegas here soon.
Mm-hmm. Like it was for me, it was weird because, like you said, I signed that 1-year deal, so I wasn't sure how everything was going to turn out. But I had Gabe in my ear like, "Dog, you coming to Vegas, man? You coming to Vegas? You coming to Vegas? Like, no way they're gonna let you go, man." Like,
Yeah.
So I kind of figured that I was gonna be coming to Vegas, but it was just it was heartbreaking, man. Because like even in the 2 years I was there, like it felt so much different from playing in Lucas soil, man. It felt like home playing on that field, man, on that shitty field.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Every time I strapped up the helmet and put my uniform on and stepped out there in that Coliseum, man. I loved it, man. My family loved it. They loved the atmosphere. It's hard to describe, man. Like it's a feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like smelling bud in the air and shit. Like, it was just like, man, this shit crazy. I feel like I'm playing at a cookout, man. I feel like I'm playing at a backyard cookout right now. It was crazy. Like my first game, that's what I was like, bro, I feel like I'm playing pickup football in a backyard cookout. It's crazy. I smell like grills and bud and everything.
Cheap beer, all that Newports in the air and shit.
Like, every little break was a little concert over there in the corner, bro. It was wild as hell, man. Like that was a dope ass experience. I'll never forget Oakland in my life, man. Like playing there, living there, just getting experience, getting my fucking rental car broke in. Like,
you got bit. Hold on. Good got bit. He got bit.
Hey,
it's official. It's not official until you get bit. Good.
It was like I had just got my place and my pod was on the way and my cars was on the way. So like I got a 95 or 96 Impala. Yeah. So I was riding down. I was passing this audio store. I can't remember the name of the road, but damn, it's that main road coming from the facility up to Oakland Hills. Yeah. And I went by this audio place. What is it? Burger. Damn. It had a restaurant name based off the name of the street. It was something burgers. Like I remember before we get that talking. Yeah. I used to pass by this place every day. I was like, man, I'm gonna stop by there. I had this rental truck. I was gonna stop by there and ask him because I want to get a little system in my car anyway. I popped in there for like 3 minutes. The dude, he couldn't help me. He gave me a brochure. He came to the front. I said, here, take this, and then come back and tell me what you like. I took that brochure, walked back out, sat in my car. It was construction. I'm hearing it too good. I'm like, what the hell? I look back there, my damn window gone. Oh my God. Bro. And they right over there like 10 feet from my car doing construction. I got out. I was like, hey, man, y'all didn't hear nothing. They hit me with the we don't speak English. That shit was crazy.
That's the one.
Like, they gave you an automatic sunroof, huh?
No, and it was after the first game of the season. Like my first game check was in there before they did before they transferred it over to the deposit. I had to get that replaced and everything.
Was it Hagen?
I always said it. I know whoever broke in that shit and opened that book bag up and seen that iPad and that check.
Yeah,
the check was for about 33 bands. I know they eyes got that damn
big. hey, real quick, Good. Was it the Hagenberger Loop?
Hey, that's what it was. Hagenberger. That's the name of the road. I was about to say it was Burger something. Yes.
Yeah,
that's the name of the fucking road. Yeah.
Dang, bro. So leaving Oakland, right? Everybody was sad. And then you guys go to Las Vegas and then COVID happens. And you guys had to play in that COVID year. What was that like, bro? Because I know all across sports, the NBA had the bubble, and in the NFL, we had the stadiums with like nobody in it, man. Was that shit? I know that shit must have been like insanely weird, man.
And you signed that 1-year deal when that season was over. Right in January, you signed that 1-year deal the extension to stay in Vegas. So my bad cutting you off.
No, you good. That shit was so weird, man, because like we almost had a feeling like the season wasn't gonna happen. Like everything got pushed back. And I was like, damn, I know it take a lot to push all that damn money back. You know what I'm saying? Like all that money spent for teams getting ready for camp, like that's a lot of money, man. I know it's major if they're pushing it back. You know what I'm saying? So we was all curious as to what was gonna happen, you know. And then we finally got out there. We came to Charlotte, you know, close to my hometown, and we came out of that damn tunnel.
The Carolina
we
game.
looked around. It was nobody up there but cameras. Like that's it.
Yeah,
and that was just weird, man. Just like that was just weird to say. I was telling everybody, "Oh yeah, I got you. I'm gonna look out for the tickets." All my friends, all my high school homeboys. I'm like, "Yeah, man, I got you for the tickets." And then boom, like, "Oh, ain't nobody coming to the game."
That's great. So, like, did it help you play better, not having the crowd noise and stuff like that?
It was less. I mean, it was just less distraction, you know, especially on the road. You know, nobody was there, and hell, like it kind of evened the playing field a little bit. Like that's skipping forward to, you know, how it usually is playing the Arrowhead versus when we played in 2020.
Yeah.
You know, we had no crowd. It was barely any crowd. No, I think they had 16,000 people or something like that in the game that time.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like a neutral site for real. So
yeah,
man. I mean, that season was one of the weirdest seasons I could ever remember.
Yeah. But, that was just a weird time in the world, period. You know what I mean?
Wow, because it just so happened to be my best season I ever played. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to get into, man.
Because you had a great season, and then we go into 2021, right? And you signed a 2-year deal. Mm-hmm. So we're all hyped, and that team felt special, man. There was a lot of shit that happened, and we'll get into that because, you know, I mean, there was endless drama in the nation. In 2021, which led to a playoff berth, and we played really good against the Cincinnati Bengals, just couldn't get over the hump. But I was at that Baltimore game, right? And I was just like, yo, this O-line is playing sensational. And I'm over there hyped up. I'm literally in Allegiant. It's the first game with an audience, you know, being able to be in the stadium. So I'm in there going crazy. We end up going to OT, Zay Jones, touchdown, boom. We all know what happens. But there's a situation there where you get hurt, you tear your ACL, right? But and tell me good if I'm tripping, because I've had this conversation with numerous, bro. You didn't come off the field. I swear you played a few reps. I could be tripping, but I swear it looked like you got hurt and stayed on the field a few reps.
No, I came back.
Yeah, that's what it was. You can't, bro. You tore your ACL.
I had no clue. I never had a major knee injury before in my whole career, man. Like. I thought I just might have sprained my MCL or something. I was like, shit, it felt unstable. I was like, just secure that shit. I was like, just wrap that bitch up, man. My boy Drew, who rehabbed me after my ACL, he took me in the locker room. Shit, I'm in there like butt ass naked. And I'm like, just wrap it. Just wrap my knee tight as you can. Just secure it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I still feel strong on it. My dumb ass. But my adrenaline just pumping, man. Like, I was just wanting to get back out there because I was like, shit, I signed this 2-year deal. I was like, man, I came in as a solidified starter. So I was just, you know, I wanted that season, man. So I wanted to come back. So I came back out there and how many players? 7?
I believe so. Yeah, 10. It was like a whole, damn near a whole series and some games.
Yeah. I think I played on the 7th play. I got hurt. Then I came back and played 10 more plays.
God.
Yeah, on the ACL.
That was against Pittsburgh, right?
No, Baltimore.
Baltimore.
It was week 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was week 1, because he was out for the whole
Baltimore.
season. Yeah, damn, man.
Hell yeah, man.
And
it was crazy. Like, man, when I went out there, it was just the adrenaline was still going. And when we had a little drive where we sustained it, came off the field. When I sat down, I started feeling it. I was like, okay, yeah, this shit ain't right. You know, so I was like, I might have one more. Coach Cable kept checking on me. I was just lying my ass off. Like, yeah, I'm good. So, you know, I went back out there and he started seeing it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't really move up to the next level. You know, after the play, I was just sitting there walking. And he, you know, that ain't me, you know. So he kind of he took me on out of that next drive. But
what was that experience like being out there and you tearing your ACL, and then a few weeks later we're playing against the Bears? Gruden, with the emails come out. You know, he resigns. Then the Henry Ruggs experience, this guy was on his way to being a superstar at the NFL level, and we lose him, and rest in paradise to Tina and everybody else that was involved in that situation, right? And just everything that had transpired that season. I know you weren't playing, but I know you were there with a lot of your guys the whole way through.
Yeah,
like,
man.
what was that experience like, losing Henry Ruggs, losing John Gruden, Richie B taking over and helping lead? I know we had a few things that went our way in terms of the end of the season waste. We talk about this all the time, right? We played against a bunch of backups, but you got to play who's in front of you. It doesn't even matter. COVID season was still around, so people were ended up on the COVID list, and everything just worked out for us in terms of getting a chance, at least a chance. Because I was at the game, we played the Chargers, we beat them to make the playoffs. What was that experience like? Just you being on the IR, you're done for the season, and watching your team kind of implode and then bring it all back together full circle and go on a magical run.
God, it was amazing to watch. I just, the whole time, man, I just wanted to be there so bad, but my eyes was peeled on that screen. I had got the NFL Sunday ticket just so I could watch every game that year. You know what I'm saying? It was just, man, it was real, if I could say, inspiring, just how everybody kept fucking bouncing back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit, man. How can you expect the team to make the playoffs going through all that, man? Head coach, you know what I'm saying? A tragedy that happened with Ruggs, condolences to that family, you know what I'm saying? But like, and I hate it for Henry. I still think about that shit a lot, you know what I'm saying, man? Because I didn't really get to know him as a friend, but just to see the promising, you know what I'm saying? The
heartbreaking, man.
It's heartbreaking, man.
It was crazy, and like not to be, unsensitive to the situation that happened, but just that connection him and DC had was special to see.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? Like and that's just the fan, like being a player and a fan of the team that I love to play for, man. It was just, I had a lot of hope for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, golly, man, that was just terrible right there, man. Like, just thinking about it again, I just hate that shit, man. Like,
as Raider fans, man, and as people will follow this team, man, for me, since the early 80s, you know what I'm saying? And Graph, same thing. It's one of them, I think it's the most heartbreaking thing that I've seen ever, for this franchise, because of the fact that, a lot of times when you see a kid run into trouble, you can kind of see it coming. But with him, he was such a good kid. Never in a million years think that something like that would happen.
Right. He was doing everything right, man. It was one of them young guys you didn't have to worry about. Like, we had some young guys on the team where you had to give them a side eye.
Damon Arnett.
We had some young guys on that team where you had to give them a side eye and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, man, he was one of the ones that was he just did everything right, man. He showed up. He worked hard. It just was crazy, man. Like,
it reminds you that all it takes is one time.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes, man. Like that was just like the perfect example of that, man. It's just one bad choice is all it takes to, you know what I'm saying? Disrupt everything you got going on, man. Like, and I just hated that for the team and the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just rough, man. The team trying to integrate into the city, you know what I'm saying? And just something like that happened. It's just like, it was some tension there for a little while. I just hated to see that, man. Like, all the while, you know what I'm saying? I know other players are seeing all this stuff, and then some players who's on the team who's real close had a good relationship with Henry. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I felt for those guys, man. Everybody involved in that situation, because, I mean, like I said, I didn't know him that much as a friend, but hell, as a teammate. I love all my guys because we all going through the same shit. You know what I'm saying? We all going through camp. We all putting these hours in. We all working. So I love that dude, man. So it was just hard to see that shit. It's hard to see him go through that with, knowing he had a family and daughter, and knowing that woman who passed had a family, and you know what I'm saying? It was just, had her future ahead of her too. It was just, you know what I'm saying, a tough ass situation, man. But like, just to see the team and the other guys just kind of be there for Henry and still focus on what the hell they had going on, and be able to bounce back. And when that shit with Coach Gruden happened, to see Rich step up and be the man's man that he is, and you know what I'm saying, keep that team focused. And know what's going on, and everybody stepped up. Zay Jones stepped up, and
definitely
DC stepped up, and you know what I'm saying, man. We had a lot of guys step up that year, man.
B-Wall, I mean, and Brandon, I mean,
B-Wall,
Edwards stepped up at the wide receiver position. We had a lot of guys.
Man,
Renfro.
I was
Definitely.
the biggest Renfro fan that year, man. I would love to see him play every damn game, man.
He's from your neck of the woods too. He's from your neck of the woods.
Oh yeah. Me and Hunter was close. Me and Hunter was tight because he got a lot of family around this area where I'm living now, man. He got a lot of family around here. I see a lot of Renfros everywhere, man. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Like that year was just insane, man. Just watching them boys get to the playoff, watching that last game against the Chargers, seeing DC make that little face, man. I was like, look at this dude, man.
Oh my God, man.
What?
My boy out there showing out.
Does DC catch a lot of the heat that he catches, man? Is I know that's your guy, and I know you went to war for him and you protected him. You know, every chance you got to be on that football field, I know you put your body on the line for him. Mm-hmm. Is a lot of this stuff that's in, you know, that a lot of the heat that he catches, like, what's your take on that? Because we've had some ups and downs with Derek Carr. He left, you know, we played in Oakland, helped usher in the Vegas. Then he went on, like I said, magical run in 2021, and he did some things with some weapons that not a lot of guys would have been able to work with that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it above. Like we're hard on DC a bunch of times. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it at all.
No, absolutely.
But there's been times where he's showed greatness, and I think a lot of us get so upset with him because we see the glimmer. Like, oh my God, he can be that guy. In 2016, this guy was a dark horse MVP candidate. We went 12-4. If he didn't break his leg, we could have won a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
It just year in and year out, it was just so many ups and downs. And I know the different coordinators, the different head coaches, and all that good stuff. But what's your complete take as him as a leader and just him on the football field as a whole? My bad, way. So I know you.
Yeah,
man, I love DC. You know what I'm saying? As a person, and I thought he was a great player. Sometimes I don't think some of the criticism that he get is warranted because it ain't always all on him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure y'all know that too. But like fans and everybody, but you know, when you take that role, man, you take that role as the face of the franchise and the leader of the team. That's what come with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't think of another player in the NFL who been in the role that he was in who ain't had to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what the reason we winning or losing, like you know, you the guy. You know what I'm saying? You the one who got an answer to it. You feel me? At the end of the day. So, you know, like whether he wanted it or not, you know what I'm saying? Hell, you the face of the franchise. So, you know, it's warranted in a way because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
heavy is the head that wears the crown. Good.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's why you get paid the big bucks. You know what I'm saying? You get paid the big bucks to talk through the tough situations, talk after the tough losses, talk after the big wins. You get paid the big bucks, man. So yeah, the criticism gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? Even if everybody don't feel like it was warranted, but like I feel like DC a hell of a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? NFL, I really do, and they ain't just that's because I was there in 2016 when he broke his leg, and hell, we used to watch film on the Raiders a lot in 2016 when I was with the Colts.
We played the Colts. He broke his leg against the Colts.
Yeah. I was there when he broke his leg.
Andrew Luck out there, yeah.
We watched a lot of their film in the O-line room for some reason that year because I guess they had a similar run game to us. But hell, just seeing him play, just seeing how he played that year, man, I thought he had a great chance at MVP. You know, he played real good. So, especially with the team he had, you know what I'm saying? Like that was
he didn't have a whole lot of help.
That wasn't an elite team by far.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Like the wide receivers, man, like he really did his thing with what they had. That team was good. So, but yeah, man, like I just think that some consistency would have helped DC. Like if he could have had the same coach, same OC, you know what I'm saying, for consecutive years in a row without all the different switch ups and changes and all that good stuff, man, I think it would help him. You know what I'm saying? But like even now he went to a brand new system, brand new hit. Like I know he worked with this guy with the Saints, right?
Yeah. Dennis Allen was
there when he was a rookie.
So yeah, I feel like another year or two with this dude, he probably gonna be looking the same as he did in 2016. You know what I'm saying? With them weapons he got over there. And so, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I'm wishing him the best though, for sure. But
so we got to talk about another polarizing guy. We got to circle back to this. Trent Brown. Do you think that the criticism he received with the Raiders was warranted? Because the way I see it, from what I understand, Trent Brown almost lost his life from the the medical staff. I think he got air or something in the
IV.
And he almost lost
that was scary
life.
as hell. Yeah, everybody was shook up before the game when it happened, man. That was crazy right there. You know what I'm saying? Like to see Trent, hell, big ass athlete like that just boom pass out. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody knows what the fuck going on and shit. It was just wild. But I think I ain't gonna say the Raiders was a bad fit for my boy, but I just think the timing was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people were fixated on the contract he had, and then like, but it's just every player gonna go through, and it's football. You know what I'm saying? It's football at the highest level. My boy just had a lot of nagging shit going on. You know what I'm saying? He a big dude.
Yeah,
it's hard to deal with, especially with a calf injury. That's what took Richie out at the end. You know what I'm saying? The calf, and Trent had a similar thing. That's just something that's so hard. Like I done had a sore calf, and it's hard to, you know what I'm saying, deal with that shit. So I can only imagine. And no offense, my boy, I can only imagine being 385, 390 plus, and then playing on a bum calf.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's a lot of weight, and to have,
you know what I'm saying.
Have a bum foundation. You know.
Yeah, man, it was a struggle for him, and I hated to see that for him. You know, I seen all the stuff he was getting, all the slack he was getting and stuff. But when he was on the field and he played, he was one of the best tackles in the game. But it's just he wasn't on the field enough for, you know, to satisfy the fans, which is something that happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. I done got flack for being hurt before. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's the game, man. It comes with the game.
It's part of the game. Yeah, it's part of the game, man.
And when we circle back to the Raiders now, right now, I know that you're not in the building now. You're not playing. You're retired at this point, man. How is it to see being a former Raider and being an alumni? You know how the alumni is with the Raiders, man. It's no team touches the alumni. You know, with the Raiders and the way you guys are treated from Mark Davis and the owner and stuff. You know, how does it feel to see the way the Raiders locker room from the outside looking in look now with Antonio Pierce, man? Would that be something that you would love to be a part of at this point?
Man, yes. Like,
whoa. Did Denzelle Good Wasted just low key unretire right now on the live?
Denzelle Good is coming back, baby.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, hey. we can use you, brother. We can use you.
Coming back, baby.
Hey, I got a studio in Las Vegas, bro. You can go. Hey, my little brother L Fingers makes all the beats. You can get out there, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, come back, baby. Come home.
Hey, I promise you, if I ever got that itch, it's gonna take the being on the Raiders and scratching. I promise you, man. I wouldn't go nowhere else, bro. But hell yeah, man, I would love to play in this. Like, I would love to play for AP, man. Like, I don't even know the guy personally, but just seeing his speeches and hearing how the guys talk about him, and you know, I still talk to a couple of the guys on the team, and just hearing how they respect him, and just, you know, that's the main thing about a head coach in the NFL. You got to make guys want to win for you. Like, you can't go out there and do the plays. All you can do is set us up. But if you are that type of coach that you can make a team want to go 110% on when they step on that field, then you know what I'm saying? That's a great fit. I ain't see no other options for the Raiders for real. Like, I know that Jim Harbaugh looked like a sexy candidate or whatever, but like, it would have been a mistake, honestly. That would have been a second mistake moving on from AP. You know what I'm saying? Moving on from Rich Bisaccia was kind of crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I know you guys loved him.
Man, Rich I told you, he was a man's man. Like, you could talk to him about anything. He'll talk to you about anything. One of the realest people I ever met, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, no bullshit. He didn't blow no smoke on nobody's ass. Like, he just was 100% real. You know what I'm saying? So, I love Rich.
What's it like, real quick, before we get to the music? Because we want to put a spotlight on what you got going on musically, man. Because I know that's the next step that you took after football, right? But I want to ask you, what is it like watching the maturation, right, of Josh Jacobs and Max Crosby, two guys that you've seen come in the league really young, right? You were more of the veteran presence in the locker room. To watch Max become this superstar, defensive end, and you know, the sobriety and just becoming this locker room voice, and then watching Josh Jacobs, a guy that's, I know he had dealt with some injuries this year, but the year prior leading the league in rushing. I mean, are you surprised by any of this success that these guys are having, and what's your take on those two? I know you got to be ecstatic to watch those two guys just succeed.
No, absolutely, man, absolutely. With 8, it was no surprise. I seen that shit from day one. Like, when I seen him run that ball, I was like, oh my God, we got us one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And no offense, who did we have? I think we had Doug Martin.
Doug Martin at the we had.
And I love Doug too. I only met him for a little while, but hell, you know, he was my
end of his career. He was an Oakland boy, so it made sense to bring him home.
Yeah, I mean? I like playing with Doug because he used to, you know what I'm saying, he'll kind of let you know what he need and want and everything. But like, but going from that And then to Josh, like I said, day one, man, I seen how that dude run that ball, man. I knew Josh was gonna be special.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I was a fan of Bama, so I watched him at Bama too. You know what I'm saying? I seen him. So, but Max, never in a million years would I expect that, dog. When I first seen Max, he was just skinny white dude, man. Skinny white dude.
long blonde hair and shit.
Max was skinny white dude with the little, I don't know what he had going on.
Yeah.
The crazy haircut, man.
Yeah, like the Eastbound Down and shit.
Yes, just skinny, like a mullet type.
The mullet.
Skinny. And then he broke his hand, so he in there working out with one hand and like special apparatus. So I seen the work ethic. Yeah. But I just didn't, I didn't know what was to come for sure. And then when we played against the Bengals and he had them damn 4 sacks, I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, maybe, so I was like, let's see. Because I was like, I don't know who that tackle is, so maybe, you know what I'm saying? I was like, let's see. But man, when I seen like I knew he played hard, but a lot of guys don't get classified as like having a motor until they just hit that next level every damn play, every practice, every day, every workout, every run. Like that's when I noticed it. Like I had to start watching him in practice and shit. Like seeing how he finished his rushes in 1-on-1, seeing how he like work out in the weight room. So he ain't the strongest guy, but man, Max, you would think so. You know what I'm saying? He the first one there, last one gone. Like, it was just crazy, like, to see that transformation, especially when he got sober. That's when I really seen. I'm like, oh, man, he going to be a problem. Yeah. Like, just, man, finishing every run in first place. Like, it take a lot to do that shit, man. Like, just to have that want to do that, like, that's crazy. But, once I seen that, I knew it was going to be a problem. But I still didn't think that he was going to be the problem that he is now. Like, it's insane to me watching the Condor go crazy like that, man. Like, my boy really be turning up, man. I had to tell him a couple times. I don't want to be one of them annoying old guys who used to be on the team, always messaging people and stuff. But, like, every now and again, man, I just have to tell him, like, dog, I'm proud of you, man. Like, I told him, I think I messaged him one time, and I was like, I know I ain't nobody to be, you know what I'm saying, telling anybody else that I'm proud of them or anything like that. But I was like, dog, I'm proud of you, man, because you know what I'm saying? You did the damn thing, dog. Like, you did it by the book. Like, not by the book, but exactly how you supposed to do this shit. Like, with his family, with his work ethic, with his play on the field. Like, he doing everything by the book with his life. He changed his shit up, man. It's hard to do that. It's hard to make that choice and then go through with it. So, I commend Max for his work, and he ain't getting nothing but his good karma back for real. Like, it's just paying off, you know what I'm saying? Not even just all that. I know he worked his ass off for it, but I'm happy for him to be having that success for real.
So let me ask you, at this point in your life, man, you have transitioned into your life after football. You do your music, you have your family. Is there a part of you who feels like you left some football on the field? Like, do you feel like do you still have like kind of a drive sometimes to try to, do you think there's anything left? You got any more snaps left in you, bro?
I feel like I could, man. Like, I wasn't 100% satisfied with the way I kind of left it off. You know what I'm saying? It was just at that moment, everything in my body was telling me that's what needed to happen. And it wasn't like my body would let me down. It was just, stuff I was going through in my personal life, things like, I was really going through a split, you know what I'm saying? That was a big motive when I was in Vegas, and everything court case, the court and kids and back in South Carolina, it was just tearing me up, man. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't focus, having to deal with coming back from my knee, worrying about that. You know what I'm saying? A new scheme, new coaches that I didn't fuck with at all. You know what I'm saying? It was just, it was just a whole lot, man. And then, like, I just felt like I needed to be here. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was needed here more than I wanted to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to go out there with that mindset, you know what I'm saying, and not want it. And then I fuck around and get, you know what I'm saying, cut or hurt again, signing that damn new contract I signed that they made me sign with no, you know what I'm saying, no injury calls. I would have been on my own if I would have got hurt again, everything would have been on me. So, yeah, it just felt like the right thing to do at the time, but I definitely felt like I left a lot on the table, man. Like, But
yeah, it's the ugly side of football. This is
this
is one of the reasons why, like, I'm so glad you came on, bro, because a lot of fans, like in the chats that we have and the people, they always think that you guys are not human beings.
Yeah.
Well, he should do this, and why is he not playing? And oh, just suck it up. And it's like, would you be able to suck it up, bro? Like if you go through all that adversity?
I played 17 snaps with a torn ACL.
Yeah. and then the personality difference. Like when we had that change with the coaching staff. Do you think that if had they kept Richie B, you might have kind of hung on a little longer?
I think so, man. Like, it was just because the coaching staff changed personally. You know what I'm saying? It was just another layer of, worry and a little bit of doubt, just like what every human being go through, man. Like, I had the doubts because I was like, damn, am I going to be able to move like I was moving? You know what I'm saying? Am I going to be able to keep up? Am I going to be able to learn this and come back healthy and feel confident in my knee? And are these coaches going to fuck with me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had all that stuff going on already. And then as soon as I had that meeting, I had to go out there and meet with DZ or whatever his name.
Oh, yeah, Ziegler.
I knew something was coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is a whole new coaching staff. I don't know how to feel about me as a player, and I'm coming off injury, so I knew something was kind of coming. But the way they was approaching it is like, they was looking forward to me being a starter. They was looking forward to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we, saw you play. They were saying we didn't see a lot from you last year, but from 2020 type shit. And then, boom, when that I worked my ass off rehab, I felt good about the situation for a change. And then, boom, went up there, got called in for the meeting. Taking less money wasn't a big deal, but it was just that was like, okay, we're going to sign the injury waiver. So if anything happened to either of your knees, then the Raiders we can wash our hands of it, and it's just on you, and you were also released after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and then that kind of put a lot back on me. Like, boom, as soon as I start feeling like things is going better, I'm on the field, I'm practicing with my boys, and then boom, that. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already getting over these hurdles, then you put a 100-foot high hurdle right back in front of me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it just kind of like, it shook me to my core with what I was already going through. You know what I'm saying? So like that automatically start making me consider shit. Like, it automatically start making like, damn, like, should I even keep being here instead of going back home and taking care of business like I need to? You know what I'm saying? Like, because my parents was helping me out. My parents stepped up big time, was helping me out. I had a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, doing a lot of stuff they didn't usually do just so I can be over here competing in camp. You know what I'm saying? Coming back from my knee so I can kind of do that worry-free. They were trying to make sure I was being worry-free, but, I was over there just full of worry. You know what I'm saying? So.
And you retired pretty abruptly. It's funny because I seen somebody tweet not too long ago once Josh and Z got fired. I forgot to send this to you, Wasted. It was actually funny. Somebody said Denzel was the only one that knew what was coming. Yo, I was like, I'm like, I didn't even think of this shit like that. Like, damn, like Good literally retired with Carmen Brasillo and these guys into the building, gone, and next thing you know what happens after that. Good.
Josh. And Coach Carr, man, Coach Carr, shout out to Coach Carr because he was a part of that group and everything, and then he kind of, it took a while for me to come around to Coach Carr, but he was a pretty good dude, man. He was a pretty cool dude.
Yeah,
he just didn't seem like he had no power. You know what I'm saying? He was just kind of like a, do whatever they say type dude, and he but
Ziegler didn't have any power. So I mean, it looked like now it comes out that Josh McDaniels is the one calling everything.
That's what I felt. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit I felt right there, because I was like, damn, when I had the meeting with Dave, I was like, that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that was weird as fuck to me. Like, it just was weird. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know, man. It was different from like when I was with the Colts, having like when I first got there, Ryan Griggs and the GM. You know what I'm saying? Like when he used to walk in the locker room, niggas would be like, whoop, 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 whoop. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They gotta stop shooting dice and shit. Like everybody, it was crazy. And then like when Chris Ballard, it was the same thing. Like he had that presence. Like when he stepped in the damn meeting room, like everybody like, sit up. You know what I'm saying? Like he had that, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know, like,
that's funny, man.
League didn't have like that authoritative.
Who was the GM with Gruden?
Mike Mayock. I was going to ask you about that too.
Mike Mayock, he was similar, not to those guys, but he just didn't feel that, you know what I'm saying?
We knew it was grill room.
And then it was like, I think everybody lost respect after that AB situation when he, you know what I'm saying? When that shit happened, it's like nobody respected Mayock no more because they were like, damn, like.
Hey, Good, were you there? Because we are a good friend of ours that's on the show a lot is Garyon Conley. That's our boy, right? Yeah. And he was out there, former Ohio State, former first round pick. And he was like, yo, he told us that story. I
saw him on the show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you were there in the flesh?
I was rehabbing. So I was like, I was in the weight room it was in Oakland, so I was in the weight room in the field, you know, it was right there. So I was in the weight room and I seen the commotion and I didn't know what happened then when guys was coming in. They was like, oh, AB just called him a cracker, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? That's the GM, you know. I was like, that's crazy as hell. Yeah. And then I think everybody just lost their damn, because it ain't like nothing against Bayout or AB or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking how I seen it. Yeah. But it just felt like everybody lost respect because then this motherfucker came in the meeting room just apologizing to the team. I was like, what the hell? This shit feel like elementary school. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a kid be bad and go to the principal's office, then they come back and they got to apologize in front of the class. That's what it felt like. It was crazy. I was like, bro, this man, he's really still on the team.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog.
Yeah. And now we on Twitter calling everybody a cracker every day.
It's this thing now. That shit crazy, man. Like, oh my goodness, bro. Some motherfuckers make money out of anything. That shit crazy, man.
Yeah, bro. It's insane, bro. It's insane because, like, yo, I gotta give Mike Tomlin a lot of credit, bro.
I always do.
Bro. Because I had no idea.
10 years, bro. Yeah. How did he keep the man contained for 10 years and have him producing like that? That shit blows my mind, dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro,
did y'all know immediately when he came in that it was like, oh, this ain't it.
I know, man. AB is one of the most different people I ever met. Like the first person I can ever put in that same category as AB as far as like being the most unique people I ever met was Frank Gore. Like,
Frank.
I met Frank Gore it was complete opposite now. But unique though, a unique individual, like how he carried himself as far as football and you know all that stuff. I didn't know much of his off the field stuff when he was in the building. One of the most unique people I ever met. But AB, dog, when he came in talking about himself in third person, I was like, this shit finna be a show. This shit finna be a show. Because first of all, everybody was hyped because of course AB. One of the greatest wide receivers of all time.
Ever.
We were hyped. Nobody could cover him in practice. You know, he talked his shit, but when he did hit the field, when he finally did get some cleats on his feet and a helmet on his head, dog, he went crazy. You like at practice, you know what I'm saying? Like the connection was there. So it was just wild, man. Like
one more question while we're on the whole Napa, right? In Northern California. Real quick. Darren Waller, was it apparent from the jump when you seen him come over when we signed him from the practice squad in Baltimore? The athleticism did just jump off when you seen him out there in Napa in training camp, Darren Waller, like, was it apparent how talented he was from the jump? Because we were hearing so much about it, even on Hard Knocks. It was, there's a kid, Darren Waller, former Georgia Tech guy, receiver, moved tight end. Like, was it apparent just off the jump how great he was?
And I think he was there before I got there because, I remember seeing him in the practice squad and stuff, and I'm like, damn, that motherfucker fast as hell. I was like, he big as shit. I was like, he a wide receiver because like when I had played with Andre Johnson for a year, and that's what he reminded me. I'm like, this dude big as hell, you know. Yeah. But he looked more put together than Andre, and I was like, damn, like see, that was like tight end, you know. I was like, what the hell? This is tight end now? Damn. So it was just crazy because I went from Jack Doyle and you know what I'm saying, like
guys that's running in slow motion to happen.
You know, the Colts just had like blocking tight ends and shit with like Darren Waller, man, that shit was crazy. And then I think against the Bengals, he had to end around, or some shit like or a screen. It was something,
Yeah.
And this dude was going up the damn sideline, bro. I was like, what the hell? And then I think that's when Gruden fell in love with him right there. But just to see that speed, man, that shit was crazy. I was like, the athleticism jumped off the page. Then the next year, it's like his confidence was through the roof because, like, oh my God, he was out there. Nobody could guard him either. You know what I'm saying? He was just, Darren Waller was making about 25 catches every day. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Like, and then when you see that, I'm like, damn, ain't no wonder my boy dealing with injuries. Ain't no wonder why he battling through that shit. He catching about 50 balls a day. You feel me? Like, it was crazy. Like, that's all you seen catching passes. But
Yo, Wasted, can we interview somebody else real quick? So look, we're gonna take Denzelle Good out of here, right? We're gonna talk to this guy that's out there making some waves. His name is Canon 864. Right. So for those who have no idea, you know, we are no longer speaking to the great Denzelle Good. We are speaking to artists known as Canon 864. You know, you just dropped a new banger, dropped a new video. I'm gonna be real with you. I've made music for 20 plus years of my life.
Wow.
For a long time, right? And I was a little, you know, me Wasted was like, oh man, I hope this shit is good. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna be real. We just talked about a guy named Darren Waller that I'm not too high. Like I'm a big critic when it comes to music, right? Yeah. And when I watched the video, you know, salute to directed and edited by VFX, Country shot it. Got to give everybody their flowers. How did this come together, man? And how serious are you taking the music? And if you are taking it serious, what can we expect in the near future from Canon 864?
I appreciate you shouting my brother out, man. Country shot it. You know what I'm saying? Hit him up for your video needs. That's my boy since NC State. But anyways, man, yeah, I'm taking it serious. It's been a passion for mine since 2010. Hey, I've been making music on my own ever since I could afford to buy me a laptop and a mic. But yeah, man, like I said, me and my little brother, we only got to make like 2 or 3 songs together, but we always, you know, rap together. And hell, he was my biggest fan. You know what I'm saying?
You get to hear his voice forever. That's so dope.
Yeah, man. And like he was my biggest fan, and I just felt like this was a great way to kind of honor him because, you know, we love doing this. Like, we love music a lot. We always talked about music, artists, all that stuff, man. And then we just eventually start, you know, doing it ourselves. And I just feel like it's a great way to just honor him. I'm just doing it because I know he would have loved for me to release my music to the public. Yeah. And like, this was like the first time I really released my music on the mass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Scale like this on Apple Music and Spotify, all these platforms and stuff, man. And it was just big for me, man. Like when I seen my album on there and I did all that shit myself and just, you know, it made me think about him. It made me happy, man, because I'm like, damn, I'm doing this shit for you, oh, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I hope you can hear it. You know what I'm saying? I told him, I hope you can hear it, man. I know you, like, every time I do a song, like, man, my brother would love this song, man. He would love to hear this shit, you know? So, yeah, man. But I got that, my album dropped, Shit I Can Never Say. And then I got a new tape coming out, GSO, my little label. GSO, the label, coming out soon, man. I'm working on it now. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it, man, until I run out of juice, man. But yeah, it's always been a passion of mine for a long time, man. It just feel good to be doing it and just, you know, having fun while I'm doing it.
Have you gotten a chance to perform live or anything since you've been, you know, putting your projects out?
No, not yet. That's coming next, though. Yeah, I know I'm probably at the stage now where I have to try to fill out the venue myself, but I'm gonna try to get me some shows, man. I want to do a official album listening party. Just, you know, put something together and just have some people come in and just listen to the album and perform a few songs myself just to get me started, man. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what's to come from this, man. A lot of people will listen to music and saying I'm moving backwards, man. They got no clue. You know what I'm saying? I love music. I don't think,
bro, if you're doing your soul, bro, and you're doing it for the right reasons, that's never moving backwards, man.
Yeah, man.
If you put out any record, brother, please make sure to send it our way. We would love to support it.
Absolutely.
I told Marquette, he's a good friend of ours, Marquette King. Anytime he drops music, come on the show. Like, we could do a live watch party and we'll just play the music.
Marquette King do music.
Oh, bro, that's my. He just called me the other day. And he was like, Graph, how do you feel about being my what did he say? He was like, man, if I set up some shows out there, man, could you be my hype man? I was like, come on, bro. You know, I'll rock with you all day, bro. It's good. You know, but he's doing like some more like country pop, like
an alternative kind of. It's not hip hop like how
he's doing it right. If he's doing that, he's doing that shit right.
Man. EDM type shit.
Yeah, man. That's dope, man. I gotta look him up.
I'm gonna link y'all in.
Bet.
Yeah, and if you need anything, like I said, musically, bro, like I know a lot of producers as well. I would love to link you up with a bunch of people that I know in Atlanta. Like I said, I was out there doing a lot. I was doing a lot out there, writing for big time artists and stuff. I would love to try and link you up with anybody possible that I can send your way, brother. So if there's anything ever in terms of music, you reach out to us and let us know, and we would love to put it on live and let the nation experience it live.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Wasted, you got anything else for our brother Good, man?
I got one last thing. It's a foot, transitioning back to football, right?
Let's get it.
I threw up in my mouth this weekend. The Chiefs and the 49ers made the Super Bowl, and they playing in our stadium, man.
Dog, that shit.
Dog,
oh my God.
How did that make you feel, bro, being a Raider, yo?
It was so fucking disappointing to see the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl, man. Oh my God. When I seen them motherfuckers struggling this year, I was so happy. I was like, hell yeah, finally. I was like, finally, it's y'all turn, goddamn it. I was like, finally, nigga. It's y'all turn. I was like, it's y'all turn to feel this shit, and then I'll be there.
But you know what? Did you see what Andy Reid said, Good? He came out and said that ass whooping that we gave them on Christmas was the ass whooping they needed. They haven't lost the game since.
God damn it. Why we got to be the catalyst of them playing in our stadium?
That's crazy, man. That shit is crazy. Yeah. Playing in Las Vegas. The Chiefs,
nasty work.
That's the one thing I didn't want to happen with this Super Bowl. I was like, the Chiefs can't play in our goddamn stadium, man, for the Super Bowl. They can't. They damn sure don't need to win it.
Yeah.
Because that'll be sick.
But then you played in the Bay Area, so you also know that rivalry with the Niners as well. So it's like, it's just double. Like,
I know that one too. But damn, I'd much rather the Niners win it than the Chiefs, because oh my God, the Chiefs probably one of the teams I played against the most in my career. Yeah. I can't stand them. When I play with the Colts, when I play with the damn Raiders, I cannot stand them, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, man. I see the way the referees take, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and put them in a little papoose and pat them on their bottoms. Let me tell you something, bro. The Taylor Swift angle, all of that, bro. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. I'm telling you.
I'm big on conspiracy and shit. Like, especially if I see one that sounds too good to be true, or like too good not to be true. I mean,
yeah.
But like, dog, when I seen that damn tweet and they were talking about how much money that her being on TV done generated for the NFL. I was like, what the hell is this now? Somebody was like, see what I mean? I was like, yeah, I do see what you mean, but that shit crazy.
They don't even have to they have the people that are performing at halftime, like Usher and all of them. They have like 2 halftime shows.
Yeah.
You got the first quarter show showing Taylor Swift going, Then you got Usher, and then you got Taylor Swift, and I guarantee you, mark my words, I could be wrong, but if they win, Travis Kelce gonna propose to her. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna happen. I'm telling you.
Andy Reid's gonna retire. They're gonna walk off into the
sunset on a blow up hamburger and just go into the sunset.
Fucking Andy Reid.
Yeah, I can see it, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm preparing not to watch 1 second of this Super Bowl. This will be the first Super Bowl. I'm not watching not women.
I don't want to watch it, man.
And they're using our facilities all week long. Good, all week. They're using our headquarters. They're using our locker rooms. They're using everything. Everything.
Sickening, man. That's insane, dog.
Yeah, that's nasty work. Yo, Good. Do me a favor, man, before we get out of here. Let everybody know in the nation and everybody that's watching where we can follow you at. Check out your music, follow you on Instagram, all that good stuff. Please let us know, man, because I know a lot of people would love to follow you and keep up with what you got going on.
Yeah, man. You can follow me on Twitter at IBDG. You can follow me on IG DG77 or DGood77. I mean, my music is on all platforms: SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever you use. My music should be on there. Got new stuff on the way, so I'm on YouTube. You can follow my music on YouTube. Run me up. My video balling on YouTube. Run me up, man. So
I'm gonna share that right now when we get off on Twitter.
I'm gonna share it in my community.
Let everybody know to check you out as well, man.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
Our brother, man. Hey, we would love at some point to have you come back on and shoot the shit with us.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So we'll
definitely do a live next time. Let's do a live next time.
Say, yeah, we can have the chat going. Yeah,
because they be going up right now. They be going crazy. We wanted to try something different tonight, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, next time, live chat, get them involved, let them ask them questions. That'll be fun, man.
Absolutely, man.
Brother, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for pulling
up.
up.
I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. It was an honor.
Yes, sir, man. Once again, man, salute to our guy, Denzelle Good. Make sure you follow him on all platforms. Check out his music. Check out Ballin'. I'm telling you, my guy got the voice. He got the voice.
You,
I'm telling you, man, it sounds good. So salute to you, man. And once again, thank you once again for just allowing us to have some of your time tonight, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Once a Raider, always a Raider. Remember that.
Yes, sir. And it was great meeting y'all too, man.
Thank you.
Same, man. Same,
Yes,
brother.
Yes, sir. You have a blessed night, man.
Thank you. Y'all too.
Salute.